But I do like that fact that I feel like this album gave me the best of both worlds. Like it gave me like the polish. I know a lot of people don't like the more polished Benny. They like the kind of the Tana Talk 3 Benny. And I will say, I mean, listen to this. I definitely was replaying this a lot more than I did Tana Talk 4. I will say that. I do remember. I remember Tana Talk 4. I remember the replay value on that one wasn't really super high, and I can't even remember what I said about that album. I probably liked it.
Dead Hip Hop album review. Benny the Butcher. Everybody Can't Go. Produced by Alchemist and Hit Boy.
Def Jam.
And his first Def Jam release?
Yep.
Before we get into the review, head over to Patreon, patreon.com/dadandhiphop. We got a reaction that's going to be on there. Tom McDonald and Ben Shapiro, for everybody that missed it on Twitch, which, you should subscribe to the Twitch. Going to be doing stuff on there.
Yes.
Report card, conversations, and
classic reviews. And discography. Yeah, we did Outkast. So yeah, that's a fun one.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Also, just hit the subscribe button and the like button, and don't miss out. And leave a comment about how you guys feel about this Benny the Butcher album that we are about to review. Just the three of us.
Three amigos, as you would say.
The three Negroes.
Negroes.
The three
Negroes.
Yeah, no Mike, no FIFO. Mike is out. FIFO is out. We're gonna. What was the meme? POP, hold it down.
POP, hold it down. We're gonna hold it down for the bros. We're gonna hold it down.
Everybody Can't Go.
Bam. There you go. I like what you did there. I like what he did there. It's a good play on words. This man's an MC, y'all. This man is an MC. I just want y'all to know that. All right? Rod did. Snoop got on that deal. That Def Jam deal.
He did.
He helped him. He kind of finagled that deal because I think a couple of years back, I want to say either 2021 or 2022, I think Benny was trying to, I guess, get a deal with Def Jam, and he didn't like the people that he was talking to. So then Snoop made a phone. That's why he said at the end of that joint, Snoop, if you listen to it, Snoop was talking. He was pretty much kind of talking like how the shit went happen. Like, yeah, I made the phone call. 15 minutes, deal was done, and then he got back a deal that Benny was happy with, and that's how he ended up on Def Jam.
I was wondering why Snoop was on his album. It didn't make any sense.
Why.
It's 2024.
He helped him get that Def Jam deal. Yeah.
Okay. It's almost like a hybrid album. Not Tale of Two Cities, but that's the thing that popped in my head because it's the one reference a lot of people I think would know. Maybe the young cats would still know, but you definitely hear two distinct sounds on this album. Obviously intentional. Maybe one side to serve the streets, another side to kind of be a little bit more commercial, mainstream. Overall, for me, this album just did not work.
Didn't hit for you?
No. There were tracks on here I like, of course, more of the Alchemist stuff, but it's like how I felt with Burden of Proof. I'm a fan of Benny for sure. Burden of Proof, I understood. Like he was going. You understand where he was? He going for it, bro. Yeah. I understood he was kind of going for it. Even though I didn't particularly like it, but it, I don't know if I said it on the review. It reminded me a lot of Jay-Z from his first album to the second album. I think the thing with this is that Jay-Z, a lot of people don't remember, he kind of got lucky with Hard Knock Life. That thing just kind of blew up and went everywhere. They kind of raised Jay-Z's profile.
Yeah, I think commercially, Volume 1 didn't pop like he wanted it, like they wanted it to pop. But Volume 2, like you said, Volume 2, that shit hit commercially.
Volume 2 was the one. Volume 2 was the one that sent them over the top. But it's just like he's clearly trying to transition from one thing to the next. But it's like this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of album is like pick one, pick an identity. Which one are you going to be? So maybe the criticism of Burden of Proof, he was like, I don't want to lean too much into that just yet. I don't want to abandon my core fans just yet. I want to still, put out stuff that they like. But yeah, man, I don't know. I even Alchemist, some of Alchemist beats on here didn't quite do it for me. But overall, I think this just felt very lackluster for me.
I think the only Alchemist track I didn't care for was the one with Armani Caesar.
Oh, but she was nice though.
Yeah, that was kind of like the one track where I was just kind of like, I was straight with it. But yeah, like you, I think I tend to be more towards the gutter Benny the Butcher But I do like that fact that I feel like this album gave me the best of both worlds. Like it gave me like the polish. I know a lot of people don't like the more polished Benny. They like the kind of the Tana Talk 3 Benny. And I will say, I mean, listen to this. I definitely was replaying this a lot more than I did Tana Talk 4. I will say that. I do remember. I remember Tana Talk 4. I remember the replay value on that one wasn't really super high, and I can't even remember what I said about that album. I probably liked it, but it was like one of those albums where you review and you like it, and it's like, but you don't really go back to it. What's that joint? The TMVTL? That shit, man. Yeah, he was talking about that shooting incident.
Trust more valuable than love.
Yeah. He was talking about his shooting incident in Houston. I don't know if you remember, he got shot in the leg or whatever in Houston. But yeah, the storytelling on this was fucking. I thought Benny's storytelling on this album overall was definitely dope. Stove God, that fucking I got quiet money to call me Slim from like. What was that shit he said? It was like, I got quiet money, call me Slim Boy, cash money.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, damn, Stove God. I need that Stove God album, bro. I need that Stove God Cooks album. I thought Lil Wayne was definitely, I need like some of these Southern artists that's going over a lot of trap beats. Just go over like Nicholas Craven, Conductor, Alchemist type beats. I need Lil Wayne to go over. I feel like some of these Southern rappers will sound refreshing if they go over different type of this type of production. So Lil Wayne over Alchemist definitely sounded refreshing. I was a little underwhelmed with the Jadakiss feature. I wasn't really blown away with the Jadakiss feature. I feel like we've heard better Jadakiss features before. This one was like, How to Rap. I feel like Benny took a little page from Jay with Rap Game to Crack Game. Like he kind of talked about. That's what this track reminded me of. Like I'm like, oh shit, this shit remind me of Rap Game and Crap Game that was on Volume 1. And I remember you mentioning about you gave him the Jay-Z comparison earlier when he was doing Burden of Proof. But I definitely felt like that was a Jay-Z inspired joint, How to Rap. That was dope as fuck. Griselda Express, yes. I mean, I know Rod can attest to this. Yeah, like Conway definitely reminds me again like why I like him the most out of the Griselda camp. You know what I'm saying? I always tend to go like Conway a little more than Benny. And then, Big Timers, I feel like he could have closed the album a little better. I feel like that wasn't really a great closer. He could have closed it with, maybe he could have put Big Timers at track 11 and Griselda Express, the last track. Probably would have been a better way to close it. I didn't really care for Big Time. Yeah, like the beats that I didn't care for was Big Timers and Buffalo Kitchen Club with Amani Caesar. It was like, as far as the beats, those are my two least favorite beats. I didn't like. But yeah, Jermaine's Graduation was dope. Brian, Hit Boy was dope. Like I said, I like the little mixture of polish and gutter Benny kind of mixed in one album. I didn't mind that at all, but the replay for this is definitely a lot higher than Tana Talk 4. I've definitely been finding myself playing this a lot more than I did when we was preparing for Tana Talk 4. So.
Rod, did you like when Lil Wayne said, for that doggy bag, I'll send you where all the dogs go?
I mean, he had I was like, well,
Wayne was crazy, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Wayne was cool. He wasn't like the Wayne that
it wasn't like a knockout Wayne feature.
Yeah, it wasn't like a knockout.
But I still want to hear him over that type of production more though.
Yeah. I heard some of the singles before it came out, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get the Benny I want. You know what I'm saying? I've said this other places, and I know Benny don't care because Benny don't want to be boxed in.
Right.
And I can respect that. I don't necessarily have to like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you decide to make that Tana Talk sound or that Plugs I Met, I'm in.
You in.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's no way, shape, or form to saying that he shouldn't do this.
Right.
I don't particularly care for it.
Even
it's
the more Alchemist gutter tracks on there too.
Man, I couldn't even identify who Alchemist was on this, man.
Really?
Like, bro, I'm telling you, like if it wasn't for the tag in the beginning, I wouldn't even know.
I think only he had like one beat with the tag.
I know, but I don't know. It wasn't like that soulful like Alchemist.
When Jermaine Graduation came on, I was like, this is Alchemist. Like I was like, yeah, this is Alchemist.
So that's what I wanted to say before that opening. Jermaine's Graduation was good. Yeah. Like that. I was
great
like,
opener.
Wait, maybe he's about to prove me wrong.
Great opener.
Maybe he is about to do this Tana Talk on a mainstream level. You know what I mean? It's my favorite Pac song, Pain, from Above the Rim. He said it too in his he's like, this sound like Pac.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, it sound like Pac. I was like, damn. Like, so yeah, I really like how this thing opened up, man. I was like, yo, Benny could rap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Like, he raps really well this way.
Yes.
It's just something about it that don't feel like to me. Like, his name is Benny the Butcher. It don't sound like a butcher. It sounds like Benny something else. Benny the something else.
You mean just the album total?
Just the album in general. I mean,
Benny
because
working at Kroger, bro.
it sounds so clean, and I don't want it to sound that clean. And like I said, again, I respect that it sounds that clean. I respect that he plays with different flows. While I respect it, I don't necessarily care for it. You know, it's just not the Benny bag I like. I keep having to say that, but it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against him because he does it well. Yeah. It's just not my thing, man. And then some of the beats aren't, they're big, right? And I just like some of the more minimalistic stuff that he does because he is a really great rapper. I don't need the big production when it comes to somebody that's an elite rapper like him. Braun was cool, but again, it's just, I don't know, it just felt big. I don't know. Big Dog, I kind of like the bounce on Big Dog. It was dope. Everybody Can't Go is that more, you know, pull back kind of sound, which is cool. Whatever. Yeah. I already know we love Stole Guy, you know what I'm saying, with the Baby Cash Money, man, like Slim Baby so reference, he was so all dope. That. Oh yeah, and then the Griselda Express was cool.
That was good.
You didn't like Trust More Value Than Love?
Oh yeah. I hadn't gotten there yet. Ooh, that's probably the strongest track on here. I mean, there was three beat switches. Yes. And and then when he's like, he shot him in the leg of me. I mean, the leg of him. Yes. Or whatever. So I was like, oh shit, that's dope. Or whatever. I agree. Closing with Big Timers. That just was not. I didn't even know. I was like, oh, is this really the end of the album? Like I was really surprised that was the end of the album. Yeah. I agree with the Jadakiss verse. He gave him a really, really lackluster verse. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. I thought it was interesting, the line, and he's still on the Trump stuff when he said I'm winning like Trump if he run again. And I was just like, yo, okay,
man, I know, man. This man really a
they out there, bro. They
man, it's wild.
So you heard what Snoop said?
What Snoop say? I know.
Like he got love and respect for Trump.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like, he said that in here?
No. I'm
somewhere else. Okay,
somewhere else.
Yeah. But no, man, it's cool. I hope people like it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I hope people like it. You know, because I think it's cool that he could kind of jump into something like this, jump out of it. You know, on some mixtape stuff. But for me, it's just this formula just don't work for success anymore.
I don't know if the streets messing with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think this formula work anymore. Like, because it didn't work for Crit. You know what I'm saying? Crit tried a more like a more commercial sound. It didn't work for him. Most people that come from where he come from, it just doesn't work for them, man. I think that era's gone.
Yeah, like where's the crossover appeal of Benny? Yeah, outside of getting a beat from Hit Boy that sounds like it's the late '90s with Ron. Yeah. It's just like, what are you doing? Like that was when I heard that, I was like, that's a dope beat. If I was 20 years younger,
I felt that way too.
Like, what are we doing?
It felt throwback. Like the whole album felt throwback to me. Like I'm like, this sounds like something that would have came out a while ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, good beats, but it's just good beats for a different era or something. I'm with you. It didn't sound like today. Crossover appeal to me.
Yeah, but that Griselda Express though, that shit was dope.
Oh, we already knew that was gonna be crazy.
That shit was definitely dope. But yeah, it just felt very lackluster, man. Yeah. And you know, I understand the you know, the ambition. You know, I get it. Like he wants to move on. He wants to be that guy. Yeah. My thing is, just go for it, bro. If you're gonna go for it, go all the way. You know, use that Def Jam Rolodex. Does
that mean anything anymore? Like I feel
that's what I'm saying. I don't even think.
I feel like today, like
even if he, go ahead.
I noticed. I feel like today, like Def Jam, like all these labels. I feel like it's meaningless now.
It is.
You know, maybe in the late '90s or 2000s, it would mean to be on the Def Jam or have Def Jam backing.
But they got deep pockets. I would like to believe that Griselda could reach out and get anybody that they would like.
Even if he did, man, for me, I just don't think that's Benny. It doesn't feel like Benny. He can get the biggest names he want, and it just, I don't know. It just does. I mean, he did. I mean, he got Lil Wayne and Snoop. I mean, well, Snoop didn't really do nothing, but even if he got all of this stuff, it just doesn't seem like him to me.
With Def Jam, it would have been a good opportunity to reach out to Drake, who basically kind of took your whole style when he dropped the whole thing. You know, with Scary Hours 3. I do appreciate him. You know, getting some of his people and some of that Def Jam money.
Yeah,
Stove
for
God
sure.
Cooks,
Yeah.
Stuff
Getting
like
Stove
that.
God
for
that
sure.
look.
You know,
Yep.
it may be a good look for them, but it's just like, yeah, again, this hybrid sound of like, you know,
Polish and gutter.
yeah, it's just like it just did not work for me, regardless of how good Benny sounded, rapping or storytelling or whatever. It's just very incohesive. You know, I have to go back and listen to Burden of Proof. I remember feeling very on it, but I don't know, man. I was thinking like,
And Burden of Proof was Hit Boy too, right?
Yeah, it was all Hit Boy.
yeah, it was all Hit Boy.
That was all produced entirely by Hit Boy.
Yeah. I'll just leave it there because I don't want to take a shot at. Because he really think that I'm doing it, bro. It's just like,
It is what it is, bro.
yeah,
I
it
feel
is
you.
what it is. Like I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know if Hit Boy, that Nas Hit Boy run probably got motherfuckers confused, bro. Like I think it got people confused, honestly. Benny ain't Nas yet. Like, you know, Nas, Hit Boy and Nas, why it worked is because he was able to give him beats that we always wanted to hear Nas rap over some good beats. It was able to provide stabilization in an area of weakness that he's been criticized for by a guy that's able to give him a mainstreamy sort of sound with Nas rapping over it, and Nas being the high profile name he is, you know, being a superstar in this industry, it was able to work. Benny hasn't become that superstar yet, you know, to really kind of cross over and get that mainstream appeal. And again, I think just make a decision, you know. So I like to hear him rap, you know, I like to hear the storytelling, but if this is what you want to do, man, just do the fucking shit. And let it be that.
Yeah.
I understand wanting the money, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It just, for some people, it just don't work.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
But also, doesn't it also feel like they already have access, right? So don't it feel like they already have access to a lot of the industry
See,
stuff?
I don't. Yeah, you're right, especially in this day and age, right? But it seemed like it's something, because I mean, let's be honest. Lupe did the same thing. He wanted a bigger audience,
Yeah.
and it just didn't work for him. It didn't work for you,
Stick
bro.
with the core.
Like, and I feel like it's the same thing with this type of rapper. Like, it just, I don't know. I just don't know if it's gonna work. I don't think they want a Benny the Butcher
Or Conway.
or a Conway. We want a Benny the Butcher. We want a Conway, and we will continue to support when you drop your stuff independently or through, you know, a certain level label. Like,
Yeah,
I
because
don't
this
know,
thing
man.
too, you gotta think about this. Like, shit, Benny, Conway, and Westside was on fucking Jimmy Fallon with their sound.
That's
like,
what I'm
they wasn't on
saying.
Jimmy Fallon with
That's what
a
I'm
polished
saying,
sound.
B.
Like, they made it to one of the biggest mainstream night talk shows, you know, with their sound, with that
Yeah.
Derringer beat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can work.
personally, I just take that sound and let Def Jam promote it.
Yep.
Like, why try to create something different?
And I don't know who the EP was, if there was one. I don't know how much influence Def Jam had on. But like, yo, if you want to do this, you gotta pick these sort of beats. And for these Alchemist beats, you gotta pick something that's a little bit more, you know, less sinister. Like, it needs to be closer to mainstream than what you were doing in order to be able to reach out to this particular demo.
Yeah.
Rob mentioned Big Crit. Like, that's what happened to Big Crit. Big Crit
And
was a
Def
big,
Jam.
massive
Yep.
failure
Yep, he was
with
at
Def
Def
Jam by trying to change who he is. Don't do that. Just let him be who he is.
Right.
You know, but if this was all Benny's decision, then it is what it
It
is.
is what it is,
And,
yeah.
you know, I applaud him. He's going for it.
I think it was his decision. I mean, because I think he wanted to tap in with two of the producers that he's most familiar with. Yeah, I don't know. I think this was probably his decision. Like I said, just off the producers alone, I'm like, yeah, that was probably Benny.
But I feel you, but the beat selection, right? Like, you know, you got the producers that you've been working with, but there's a certain sound that Def Jam would probably want to put out.
Right.
So you're hearing these beats that Benny picking, like, nah, we need something a little bit more softer.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know, man. It didn't work for me. I wish he didn't go.
That I wish he didn't go. Damn, kid.
And I will say that I liked it more the second, third time I played it. First time I was like, oh man, damn, I don't want to
Really?
Yeah.
After the first listen, yeah.
I was the same way.
Yeah,
Really?
I was the same way. I was like, I do not want to review this. Yeah.
Because I just don't want to do that to Benny. I love Benny. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and I just didn't want to have to come on here and slander him, but it is what it is. I just don't prefer this.
Yeah,
I don't prefer this.
But I'm with you. How to Rap was definitely definitely dope.
Yeah, he had some moments.
Trust
He got some short.
Trust my valuable and love.
Man,
Man, yeah.
if he would have kept like that route through this, oh my God, like that would have been crazy.
There was some sinister ass beats that Alchemist gave him them switch ups.
That's how you use them.
Yeah, I was like, woo,
right there.
shit. Yeah, that shit was dope.
Benny, if you're watching, bro, hey man, you know, what's the famous line? If you like my old shit, go listen to my old shit or whatever. Y'all know how it go. That's kind of where it's at. You know, I have the older stuff. I love the older stuff. I can listen to the older stuff whenever I want to listen to the older stuff, and that's dope. I understand the decision. I understand the hunger, the desire to go out to kind of, you know, go for it, like I said. And, you know, if that's what you want to do, then do it. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see you work through this process and see if you can get to a point where it's a nice combination of your rapping plus the beats that seems to work really well that I particularly like. And we'll see if it ever happens. I don't know. Future is to be determined. But I hope it's working for you. If it is, that's great. And, you know, as talented as you are, I think, you know, you might get to a point where, you know, what you're doing, you know, would appeal to me. But if it's working for everybody else, it's bringing you more success, then keep it on. Yeah,
Benny, if you're watching, you know, I didn't like necessarily hate it. It definitely has some more replay value for me than your last album, Tainted Talk 4. I didn't mind the hybrid of having Alchemist and Hit Boy, two totally different sound producers, but guys that you're familiar with, that you've been in the trenches with, you know, making music. So I mean, I didn't mind that. You know, just some tracks. I wish you would have finished the album a little. You know, the last track could have finished a little bit better. You know, it was a couple of beats in here sprinkled in there I didn't care for. But overall, I feel like this was some of your best storytelling in a good minute. I feel like a lot of your storytelling tracks on here was dope. Like Rob mentioned, I mean, yeah, you can rap. I've been a fan of you for years because you knowing how to rap. You are a very good MC. So, but yeah, interested to see what you're gonna do after this Def Jam. I don't know how long is the Def Jam deal you got. Is it just one album, or is it a couple of more moves? Are you gonna work back with the Black Soprano family, do your thing with that? So yeah, just interested to see what you're doing next as a dope MC you are. But yeah, this one, you know, I probably, you know, I come back to it here and there. This is definitely a solid project.
Yeah, man, this one just wasn't for me, and I understand that this is definitely a me thing, and I mean probably some other people that like your older stuff, but nah, man, like I said in the review, I definitely respect it. I've seen you say in interviews and just say out on social that you don't want to always run over the break beats and things like that. You don't want to be boxed in. I don't know, man. This for me, it just doesn't. I just don't feel what I feel out of the Tanner Talks and out of the plugs I met and all of that. It just doesn't feel the same. It does showcase that you can rap like just leaps and bounds just around many MCs because you had different flows and all that on here, man. Like that's really impressive. But I think just as a package, in this particular package, I'm just not feeling it like that. But again, man, it's just my personal take. I hope you don't take it the wrong way. I'm still a big fan of yours, and I listen to everything else. And like B said, it's not like it's nothing on here that I wouldn't listen to. There's plenty on here that I would listen to, but just as a whole, it just doesn't hit for me. And you know, it is what it is, man. But still, much respect to you and what you've done up until this point. And I just wish you more success on it, whatever you choose to do. Peace.